Hey there, Leo Sun, Leo Moon, Leo Rising. It's Maggie from Moon Directed. Welcome to my channel. Here we work with the energy to see how we can best utilize it to move our life forward in the most positive way possible. And today we're going to take a look at that full moon eclipse that's happening in Gemini, which is your 11th house. 11th house of groups, group activities. It's very public, personal house, not personal house. It's a very public house of your chart. So, can you hear that? I just, like, somebody out there just started their car and it is so loud, and all I can think is get your motor running. That song just started running through my head. So big changes coming from the energy of this eclipse for you. It's like, I feel like you're revving your engine and you're getting ready to go to make big changes and move your life in a whole new direction. But first you have to take the time to release and let go. And this eclipse is a full moon. Full moon's always about releasing and letting go. And then the eclipse energy is like supercharges it. And so I feel like you're just kind of like sitting there going, I'm ready to go, I'm ready to go. But first, you got to get rid of some stuff. First, you're going to have to let some stuff go in order to create space to allow stuff to come in. So today we're going to cover the Moon Astrology for November 30th through December 6th. And the reason I like to cover the Moon Astrology because the moon governs how we feel, and how we feel really pretty much is how we experience life, right? It's what we notice. It's how we feel that things are happening. There is the feeling word again. So before I go any further, and before I forget to tell you, I am going to start doing a live stream on Monday night. So starting December 1st, that would be tonight if you're viewing this on the day it comes out. I am going to, at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'm going to do a live stream. Each week we'll pull a couple cards for each sign, and then at the end I will take some questions from the people that are in the chat. So, come on in, put your question in the chat, and then I will go through and I will pick some. And I feel like there might be some of you that might want to show up and get a little more personal guidance, because what we have here for your overall energy for this week is we have the 5 of Pentacles and the 5 of Swords. This 5 of Pentacles is weird. It's like she is locked in a room and not out. Usually you see them, they're on the outside, they can't get in. If she's in the street, it doesn't look like it. It looks like she's in a room. But the thing is the key is right there. You see it? It's right there. The key is right there. And then this 5 of Swords. This is just mental anguish. All these fears. We've got these ravens just like, I'm not even sure the ravens, they look more like crows, like chitter-chattering, saying all these things, leaving all this negative energy and then flying off. In the background, we've got this guy standing on what looks like an ice floe. And he's all bundled up in a leather coat, and I just feel like you feel, and she's all wrapped up in a scarf. For some reason, you guys feel really out in the cold. So one thing I really like about the Light Seers Tarot is she always had these little affirmations that go for each of the energies. So let's dive in and see what kind of positive affirmation we can get you for this energy. So the 5 of Swords one says, the lessons move me ahead always. The lessons move me ahead always. So this eclipse, as you release things and you let things go, you are creating space to allow yourself to move forward, to move in the direction that you want to go. And don't forget, you have the key. Like, the key to success is leaning right there against the door. The light is shining on it. It just is a matter of you lifting your head up and seeing it. That's what it feels like. It's like if you just look, it's right there. It says, doors that activate magical opportunities are always opening for me. The lessons always move me ahead, and the magical doors of opportunities always open for me. And so this eclipse is like this huge doorway this huge doorway, this huge opportunity to go and create. It's a creation moon. Go and create what it is that you want to manifest in your life. What do you want to manifest? What do you want to create? This is you stepping into your superpower of strength and courage and saying, I'm not having it. I'm going for what I want because I deserve it. And why do you deserve it? Because you just exist, right? You're Leo, for goodness sakes. Really nice. So you have the overall energy for this eclipse for you is it's the win-win outcome is forecast. That's the moon in Libra. So when you figure out what the lessons are and look up and see that you have the key and go, oh, okay, how can I make this a situation where everyone wins, including me, right? You're not out in the cold. It's just a matter of looking around to see what the opportunities are. What are the opportunities? How can you take the situation and maneuver things into a way that works for you? I heard the word manipulate, but it didn't feel like quite the word I want, because manipulation sounds more negative than it actually is, you know. But maneuvering is positioning yourself. And I feel like there's a need to position yourself in your power, in your strength, so that you can get to where it is that you want to go, so that you can cultivate prosperity. You have cultivating prosperity. The abundance of the universe is pouring into my life. I think you just don't see it because you're sad. Both of these characters are looking down. They're not looking up. Look up. Look up. Pick your head up. Shake out your mane. And reclaim your power. This is a good time to get really face to face with yourself in the mirror. I haven't shown anyone this card yet, and I'm like halfway through, but this one feels really important. So this is the self-reflection. This is that moon in Gemini energy also. This is her head's above the emotional waters, and she's taking this good, hard, long look at herself. Oh, it's so interesting. I never ever noticed this before. So the two in the front are on this side of the mirror, and the two in the back are on the other side of the mirror, and it's a Gemini moon. That's kind of interesting. Okay, so self-reflection. A little introspection. How did I get here, and how can I avoid doing this again? That's going to be important. It's about bringing balance into your life. With that full moon in Libra coming out as the energy, and then when we get to Wednesday, that energy is all about finding the balance. And so this week is a lot about finding the balance and recognizing that what feels like a closed door, you have the key to success. It's right there, and it's leaning against the door, and all you got to do is pick up your head and see it and move toward it to create what it is that you want. So that full moon eclipse happens at 4:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time in the United States on Monday at 8 degrees of Gemini. And so anything that you have around 8 degrees in your chart anywhere would be triggered by this, would feel this. But I feel like this is, because it's happening in such a public area, wherever this is, I feel like other people are seeing the situation for what it is. And I think you have a lot more support than you think you do. Don't allow other people's opinions to have unnecessary weight in your decision-making process. What other people think is none of your business. So they have their thoughts and they're entitled to think whatever they want. They don't actually have all the information, right? You do. And so what you decide to do, how you decide to handle things, that's on you. And it should be on you, and you're allowed to choose. And so worrying about what other people think. Because when I see the Five of Pentacles, I always get this feeling of I'm afraid that nobody accepts me and nobody wants to let me into their life. And so the card you have, the moon is going to move into Cancer at 10:33 p.m. on Tuesday night. Meanwhile, we'll have had Mercury move into Sagittarius. Mercury in Sagittarius is going to almost immediately come into this angle, this supportive angle, with Chiron over in Aries. And Chiron is the wounds. It's the deep wounds that need to be healed. It's the energy that's making you feel like this. And so addressing that, recognizing that, seeing that for what it is, and then being able to look it in the eye and do a little self-reflection and figure out, you know what, that's what I'm seeing right now because it's what I'm choosing to see. But if I choose to look up, I will see the key and I can find my way out of here and I can cultivate my own prosperity. And this also is like, I'm expecting others to take care of me somehow or the other. I thought they were, and this could be financial, but it could be emotional. It could be, something in the physical 3D world. You thought your friends were going to have your back when everybody was being, like you were getting bullied, and you thought my friends will have my back, but they all just sat there quietly on Facebook while you're getting your butt chewed. It could be something like that too. So this feeling of just being left out. And so the cards you have to work with this energy, which, by the way, that moon is supported by Venus in Scorpio when the moon is in Cancer. And so this feeling into your emotions, identifying them, doing the self-reflecting, so you have gentle moderation. Take your time. Pressure from others or yourself can be released by renegotiating what it is you're trying to accomplish. This is where you find the win-win. Renegotiating what you're trying to accomplish. Taking a look at the situation. How can I also be a winner? How can they also be a winner? This isn't about crushing somebody. This is about figuring out a way how to cooperatively move the situation forward, right? I move forward with my lessons. So you have that. And then you have, look at the underbelly. Be sure you're using your time in the best possible manner. You might consider taking time to organize yourself, or perhaps a project you are working on could use some more fine-tuning. How are you spending your time? Are you spending your time feeling sad? Or are you looking and going, wait, there's opportunities. I just need to identify them. And then we have life is better together. Seek assistance from your community. Connect with family, friends, or others who will support you. It can be as simple as making a phone call. This was that energy when I was feeling like you have a lot more support than I think you recognize. And so allowing the places where you're not quite so supportive to have way too much weight, I think has got you feeling very uncomfortable. But look around. The key that you need is right there. It's a matter of finding it. And it's hard to find it if you're not looking, I think. So then on Friday morning, the moon's going to move into Leo. That's your house of you. I mean, this should make you start to feel a little more confident, a little more resilient. What I really like about this moon right here at this angle, it's about finding the beauty in all the situations, but it's the resilience. This is my favorite card in the whole scheme of these cards. Because resilience says, cut out what doesn't work for me. Full moon eclipse. Cut out what doesn't work for me. And that's when I experience new growth. That's when I regenerate. That's when, when you cut back a plant that's all spindly and leggy and it's looking terrible and you cut it back, then it sprouts out a whole bunch of new growth and then it becomes fuller and stronger and more healthy. I think that's what's going on in your life right now, in some arena or the other. I just think the problem is that where it's happening feels very much like it's on public display, and that's got you really uncomfortable. But I think that you're feeling more judged than perhaps you're actually being. I think there's a lot more support than you recognize. Oh, this is a big spiritual journey for you. I'm going to actually get into the book and see what it has to say, but it's called Diving for Light. It's number 11. I think this is you discovering the light within you. But this is the Secret Rebels by Alana Fairchild. I just want to... This is a Leo card. How brave you are. You're diving for light. It can be so much simpler to seek light in the heavenly, in that which is blissful, sweet, loving, and kind. To look for the light in that which is dark is an advanced task that only the rebellious and brave heart will attempt. That's looking at the underbelly. That is going deep. That is the self-reflection. What is my responsibility? How did I get here? How can I learn a lesson from this that I can take with me so I don't have to go back to this class again and learn this again, so that I can open up the door to my own prosperity? And this gentle moderation, I just want to say, I feel like having grace for yourself through the process, understanding that you didn't do anything wrong. You were learning and growing the same as all of us, right? We're all learning and growing, but you have a lot more support than I think you have. I feel there feels like there's this embarrassment factor, like I should have known better. I don't know, like, how did I let myself get into this situation? You know, I should have seen this coming. It's that kind of a feeling, and yet there was important lessons to be learned that you wouldn't have learned any other way. So the win-win that is forecasted is, one, whatever the situation is, whether if it's with friends, with coworkers, with a family member, whatever it is, because it's definitely on public display. Whatever this is, you learned something really important. And there was good, and there was the hard lessons. There was the fun, and then there was the tough, right? So what did you learn about yourself that you really enjoyed, that was the good stuff? And what did you learn about yourself that was tough, that you really have to look and go deep and do this really deep self-reflection, this deep diving for the light within, so that you can truly believe in yourself and you can elevate. And you can elevate. So you can find the joy and pleasure in life again. Not an easy week, not easy energy for you, Leo, not even a little bit. But you guys can do this. You're lion-hearted, right? You have more courage. And I think sometimes people think that means that you could take everything and it doesn't hurt you. But that's not the truth. In order to be brave-hearted, in order to be a lion heart, you have to have a big heart. And a big heart can risk in a very big way. But it also knows how to heal in a big way. And so this is a week of moving toward healing of yourself. And a lot of self-reflection so that you can get to the wisdom. You're reaching for the wisdom. And you have a lot of help with that. So I want you to not only reach for the wisdom, but I want you to reach for that new dream, that new idea, that new goal, because a lot of times the best way through a situation that's dark is to find the light of hope. And so, yes, understanding and accepting your own personal responsibility, very important. But what keeps you going is the light, right? So where are you headed? Where do you want to go? What is that piece of you that you really want to bring up and shine out into the world? What is that big dream, that big goal? And kind of focus on that, because that moon in Cancer, and that is when the moon is in Cancer, that's in your 12th house of those big potentials, I sometimes really think, not every chart reflects this, but so many charts that I looked at, you can see it, that what's going on there in that 12th house is kind of where you wanted to take your life to. What are the big lessons? Where are you moving toward, right? And so that nurturing sense of mothering energy, and this is mothering energy you give yourself, is something to really be like moving toward, that knowingness of how loved and lovable you are, right? How loved and lovable you are. Like really knowing it. Not just I'm confident, but I am also deeply loved because I am love. But what is the big dream? Because it is your house of dream and destiny that is lit up while all this energy is moving through this week. That moon is going to oppose Pluto, transformation, and Jupiter, big dreams, and how do I expand this? And then Capricorn, Saturn's in Capricorn. So go there next, and Saturn says, do you have a plan? So I want you to take a look at, maybe just even as you're diving deep, what is the next step? The next step, I think, is identifying what your dream is. What are you aiming for? Where do you want to go? How can these lessons, these tough lessons, allow you to pick your head up to find the key to unlock the door? Like, where do you go from here? It's not a sprint, it's a marathon for you. Right? We have the gentle moderation card, and then just now, when that moon is in Virgo, you've got the slow and steady. And Virgo energy in your second house of what you value. Your self-esteem, your self-worth, finances, financial security, yes. But I feel like this is more about your sense of self, slow and steady. Slow and steady. Just diving deep and uncovering and learning to really appreciate yourself, the shadow and the light, the integration. It's really hard when you're, okay, so your planet is the sun. You have a star, the biggest star in the universe for your planet. And it's very attractive and it pulls everything in. And it's hard, I think it makes it harder for you to find the shadow, to integrate it. But it pulls everything in. And so you can bring in the shadow into the light and integrate it and go, yeah, okay, could have done that better. Okay, all right, I learned that. Okay. And now I'm moving forward in a nice, slow, steady. I don't need to be there tomorrow. I just need to be heading in that direction. I hope that was helpful. I really look forward to seeing you guys tonight. So that's Monday nights, 7:30, doing a live stream, pulling a few cards, and then we'll chat afterwards. We'll be on there for an hour and a half. I don't even recall if I said this at the beginning. I'm going to start doing a live stream. So if I didn't, there's a lot of people not getting that. Tell your friends. Okay, so I do want to pull a card for somebody that left me a message on last week's video. And then I was so enjoying that. That's why I decided to start doing the lives. So this one is for you, Cherokee. These two are for you, Cherokee. Cherokee, you're not going to be running as fast toward that new beginning as you would like. It is going to be slow and steady progress for you also. You have the new beginning, but it was in reverse, and we have decrease. And so I feel like there's a situation that needs realignment. Okay, so something happened. Something shifted, and what you thought was a new beginning, that energy is running out of that, and I think it's shifting. And I think this is related to the message you just sent me earlier today. That because something shifted with you. I don't think something shifted in the situation as much as something shifted with you, and this energy for this is decreasing. But I feel like that's okay, because what's next is even better. It doesn't feel like a bad thing, but I think there was something that you thought was happening that's not going to happen. All right? We can talk more about that later if you want. All right, you take care, and we'll talk soon.